I was so far ahead of everyone, it took 2 years for us to come full circle to say that there is a difference between classical Augusta socionics and Western socionics. What am I talking about? Listen, I've been on the YouTubes lately, and I've been seeing, looking at some socionics YouTube stuff. And what do I see? I see some of the the poppin' socionics channels like Rusted Typology. What are they talking about? They're talking about the distinction between this thing called classical Augusta socionics and Western socionics, and how these two entities are different. These two systems are different. They're not the same. Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, 2 years ago, me, the Endless Curtis, I was debating Jack Oliver Aaron live on the World Socionic Society channel, calling him out on his bullshit because a distinction needed to be made between classical Augusta socionics and Western socionics like WSS. And everyone at the time thought I was fucking crazy, like, oh, there's no difference between the two. Jack is the representative for classical socionics, Model A. It's the same thing. There's no distinction need to be made. Fast forward 2 years later, people actually started to do their fucking research. They started to read. And they realized that I was right. Well, they didn't realize that because everyone forgot. That's why I'm making this video. I deserve the credit for this. I fucking started that shit. They started to read and they realized there is a big difference between classical Augusta socionics and fucking Western socionics. But it took us 2 fucking years to come full circle to where we are now. For my arguments to finally be correct. I was 2 years ahead. I mean, they were always correct, but 2 years for what I was even getting at to be even fucking approached. People were listening and just thinking, Curtis saying WSS bad. No, that's not what I was saying. I was saying a necessary distinction need to be made between classical Augusta socionics and Western socionics. These two things are not the same. And then when Jack would make fucking videos where he'd go socionics versus MBTI, it's like, what are you calling socionics? Your stuff? It's like, there's no distinction being made between fucking classical Augusta socionics and fucking modern Western socionics, which are completely different. So when you do these whole like socionics versus MBTI, you're just comparing MBTI to WSS. And I was fucking pissed. But everyone thought I was crazy. Everyone thought I was crazy when I was swearing at Jack for that shit. For the fucking, how it was misleading the public as far as like, from a fucking research standpoint, you actually look into it. Everyone thought I was nuts. 2 years fucking later. 2 years later, people are starting to talk about this. They forgot about the debate long ago. They don't even remember that. That's fucking... They don't even realize the same fucking people who were probably looking at me, calling me crazy. The same fuckers are now going, there's a difference between classical Augusta socionics and Jack stuff. I was 2 years ahead of all you fuckers. 2 years.